There's a story that's been going on, and I really should have covered this sooner. When I watch games, hockey games, one of the first things I notice is the national anthems. And there's nothing more aggravating than somebody that gets out there and sings the anthem and makes it all about them. So if the crowd's singing along, they're up here, they're down here, then they're over here, and then they're like making each line last a little longer or a little shorter, and they're changing. And sometimes you can hear an organist playing along and you can hear they're getting mixed up. You can hear like the singer is going at one pace and the organist is trying to follow the anthem. The American anthem is especially so. The American anthem is very tricky. The Canadian national anthem is, it seems to me anyways, as a Canadian, it's a little bit shorter, a little more straightforward, and a little harder to mess it up. And yet, if you're old enough to remember when the Blue Jays last went to the World Series, Alanis Morissette did her best to mess it up, which is weird because Alanis Morissette sang at the Ottawa Senators' first home game. I believe it was their first home game ever. That's when she was Pop Princess Alanis, before she was the almost gothic singer of "You Ought to Know" and "I'm So Angry." And I'm thinking, no, you're not. You're a pop princess. But hey, the angry thing worked for her, and then she sang it angry for the World Series, and it just didn't work. And so it happens. And of course, Fergie recently sang the American national anthem really bad at the NBA All-Star game, right? Yeah, it was really bad, and to the point where players are kind of laughing while they're on the court, and that's disrespectful. But along comes this voice. Now, I don't notice a lot of voices when it comes to singing and say, awesome. There's Mark Donnelly down the road here in Vancouver. When he sings, it's fantastic. I have not heard him sing yet at a Canucks game I've gone to because he secretly hates me. But Rene Rancourt has been my favorite for years. And knowing that Rene Rancourt's retirement's just taken place is sad. And it's sad because the run the Bruins had was short. And I'd hoped for a longer run so I could hear more of Rene Rancourt, maybe see him waving a towel for the team. Vegas. There's a reason I'm wearing this. Carnell Johnson is a regular, everyday guy like the rest of us. Yeah, I've got almost 40,000 subscribers. I'll probably have 40,000 before the weekend's out. I try not to pay attention to it because it does add some pressure and stuff. But it's there. Now, Carnell, much like I was 2 years ago when I was just a schlub working somewhere, he's kind of had that as well. And he's a classical opera trained guy, and he's a very good singer. Let me go ahead and find in this article, they've got it here. And they talk about how Carnell Johnson came out and sang the national anthem 4 times. There's four times for Vegas during the regular season. The team was 3-1, which means they had a .750 winning percentage before the playoffs. He is a classically trained opera singer with a music education degree from University of Las Vegas. He is a Las Vegas resident, and he was not a hockey fan before this season. So again, this brings new fans into the game, and he seems like a regular everyday guy. And they gave him a jersey that says Golden Pipes on the back and number 1. And that's fun. And the people that put that together, that's really awesome. And when you listen to him sing the anthem, he doesn't do anything special to it other than sing it properly. We sometimes get the bar lowered when it comes to the national anthem. There are certain people we see come out, and you go, oh. Remember the one singer, I want to say Carolina. She comes out, she tries to sing "Oh Canada," she forgets the words, apologizes, and then leaves, comes back on the ice and fell down, and then she left again. That was one of the funniest things I ever saw. Carnell won't do that. The man's 6'2", 280, so I'm going to be as respectful as possible of him here, because honestly, 6'2", 280, and me being 5'4" and all, I will call him sir if I ever get a chance to meet him. He gets tickets. He gets 2 tickets to a Vegas game when he sings the anthem, which is fine payment. National anthem singers for National Hockey League games are not rich. They don't end up independently wealthy from singing the national anthem at the games, and yet their performance can be huge. Ask any Philadelphia fan that was around in the 70s. about God Bless America and what it meant to Flyers fans. As a Bruins fan, what does Rene Rancourt mean to me? I can't imagine anybody else replacing him, and I don't envy the guy that does. But in these playoffs, if NBC, and I've heard this, NBC in the States is not showing the national anthem, you guys are really missing out. And I mean that. The pre-game ceremony that Vegas put on last night before the Vegas-Winnipeg game was kind of awesome. It was a lot of pomp and circumstance, and there was a lot of production value, and they had like jets on the ice, and they had all these explosions going off, showing all these logos getting blown up because they're out of the playoffs, and you had the night on the ice with the guy who's dressed like a jet. It's hard to get a guy dressed like a jet, so I forgive that. And then after all of that pomp and circumstance, which is so crazy, you have a national anthem performed so respectfully and performed by a man who understands that when he sings the Canadian national anthem, he doesn't sing the words True North, because Winnipeg fans will go ahead and sing those words for him. This is what happens when the right people are hired. When you don't go out and you don't get a big star. Carrie Underwood wanted to come in. Carrie Fisher, Mike Fisher's wife, right? So still referred to as Carrie Underwood. She's Carrie Fisher, but you're Carrie Fisher, you think of Princess Leia, so it's kind of confusing. She wanted to come in and sing in one of the Vegas games. She offered, and Vegas said, we're good. I would hope that Carnell is able to springboard to something he wants to be. It says in the article I'm reading here that he's an aspiring Broadway singer. He definitely deserves that chance. He has Golden Pipes Works. It's the perfect name for him. And again, I applaud Vegas for picking a guy who just sings the anthem. It sounds so simple. But how many times have we heard an anthem, even in this year's playoffs, how many times have we heard an anthem and gone, wow, that was bad. I'm glad that's over. Let's drop the puck and forget that happened. And some teams have singers that are not easy to listen to. And I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, because it may be hard for me to listen to and it may be easy for you to listen to. But I haven't heard anybody say anything bad about this guy. And you got to respect a guy who has a regular everyday job like the rest of us, and then achieves some sort of fame. So hopefully this isn't fleeting for him, and hopefully it goes somewhere. But again, if you haven't heard the Vegas anthem singer and seen the big pregame that Vegas does, it's amazing. And I'm not saying that just because they used a soundbite of me before yesterday's game, which is kind of mind-blowing. I haven't really addressed it because it's mind-blowing, and it's kind of, I guess I've respected what this team has done the whole postseason. I've respected what this team has done during the regular season, and I have admitted my wrong very early in the season as to how good the team was and how good they would end up. And here we are. I am very grateful for the amount of subscribers I have in Vegas, and for the fact that apparently the Vegas Golden Knights and the people that put these things together either have watched something I've said or they've had it referred to them by somebody else. Whatever's happened, it's mind-blowing. And this man deserves to have that kind of experience, and I think he's been having this experience throughout these playoffs, and it deserves to continue, because we need really strong anthem singers that sing the anthem. It is so weird, and the only entertainment description I can use is those actors that have to make every line in a movie sound like just them, and you can just picture a director off screen going, "Hi, yeah, Keanu, can you just put just a little bit more emotion into this take, just a little bit?" And then it's take 15, and then Keanu goes out and does his thing, and he's like, "Okay, that's a wrap. Okay, we're good." You're coming across as Neo. We've got, you know what? We're just going to wrap it. We're just use what we've got. We're good. And sometimes anthem singing can be like that too. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.